here we have 3.5, the arithmetic sequence. This is the last part of the chapter 3 and 4 part 2 test review solutions. Here we'll be going over the solutions. You have number 23 through 24, where it asks you here to write the next 3 terms of the arithmetic sequence. The information I'm given is that my first term is 2 and my common difference is 13. So what I decided to do here is that I have my first term, which is 2, right? I'm going to show how I got those numbers, okay? So my first term is 2. That's just the information that was given right there. Now, I do a common difference of 13. So what do I do? 2 plus 13, which is equal to 15. Do you see that? Okay, 15. Then I do that again. 15 plus 13, which is 28. Do you use that? 13 plus, okay, that's how I got negative 11 here. Because you would just go backwards, right? Here, this is 2, subtract 13, because it's to my left-hand side, and that got me negative 11. Good? So here, it gives me my next 3 terms. So here's my first term, second term, third term, right? There's one more term if you want here. I can get that. Oh, sorry. I can give that to you if you would like. My fourth term, 28 plus 13, which is equal to 41. Yeah, 41. Good. All right. Using slope-intercept form, what did I decide to do? Oh, I think here, write the next 3 terms of the arithmetic sequence. Yeah. What did I do here? Oh, here I just decided to just calculate it out, right? If you want to look at it, it's right here. If you want to see it, here, this is how I use slope-intercept form, right? I grabbed that 0. I found the 0 term. Got the y-intercept that way. Common difference right here. Arithmetic sequence. I labeled this information. Used the arithmetic sequence formula. Made that substitution. Divide and simplified. Okay. But again, that's too much. This problem is just asking me for the next 3 terms. I just did extra here. Okay. Good. Where did that? Yeah, here they go. All right. The next one. Okay. The first term. 1 is 18. Okay. Okay. So term 2, which is going to be 18 minus 6. That is equal to 12. Good. Third term. This is 12 minus 6, which is going to be equal to 6. Right? Here, again, we do it backwards. 8 plus 6, which is 24. Right? Good. Right? And they actually asked for one more term, so let's find the fourth term. Okay? Fourth term. Right? Subtract 6, that becomes 0. Right? Because 6 subtract 6, that becomes 0. Good? Right? And again, I just decided to do that. 0, negative 0, comma something, right? The 24, that's the y-intercept, and no, it should be, shouldn't it be positive? Yeah, it should have been positive. Right? This is also positive. Yeah. Okay, because that's a positive 24. The common difference is 6. Using slope-intercept form. Here, if you would like to see how I do it with the arithmetic sequence, it's there. Again, it's too much. All right. Just asks you here for the next 3 terms, which are these are your next 3 terms. Okay. Next, they say find the common difference in the arithmetic sequence. So what I did is I got here's my sequence and I did the subtraction. So 18 subtract 13 equals to 5. Good. Then do the next one. 23 subtract 18. 23 subtract 18 equals to 5. And I repeat that for the last one. And I saw sorry about that. And I got that the answer is 5, right? 5, 5, 5. So the common difference here is 5. That is very important. The fact that, so that got my answer there. Next one, same thing. I did 150 subtract 175. Again, that is how we find the difference, right? Final minus initial, right? Second minus the first. Then we could find that difference between here. 150 subtract 175 is negative 25. 125 subtract 150, negative 25. 100 subtract 125 is negative 125. Good. The common difference here is negative 25. Good. All right, next one. Negative 16, negative 12, negative 8, and negative 4. Okay? Same thing, but when it subtract this number, right? Again, that's how we did it before. But this time, be careful of that negative, okay? So this negative 12 subtract negative 16, right? That's just what? Plus 16, right? Gets me 4. This subtract negative 12, same thing as add 12. And subtract 8 is the same thing as add 8. Good. And I got all of that as I got that as 4, 4, 4. So the common difference here should have been 4. Next one. 6.5, 5, 3.5, and 2. The fact that it's a decimal does not change the fact that we do the same procedure. Okay? That's bad. Okay. 5 subtract 6.5, 5 subtract 6.5, that gets me, it should be negative 1.5, okay? 3.5 subtract 5, if you plug down your calculator, you get a negative 1.5. 2 subtract 3.5, 2 subtract 3.5, that is negative 1.5. Good, the common difference here is negative 1.5. There you go. Good? Next, write the next 3 terms of the arithmetic sequence. Okay, I have it's like this before. It repeats of the same sequence. Okay, so from the previous example, I knew I had the common difference. So what I decided to do is I just got the first term, which is 13. Then again, I just added, right? 13 plus 5. Okay, that becomes 18. 18 plus 5, that becomes 23. 23 plus 5, this becomes 28. 28 plus 5, 33. You see how I got that term? Okay, good. So I kept going a little bit more. Same thing here. I knew that the common difference here was 25. So here's my first term, which is 175. My second term, 175 subtract 25, that gets me 150. Next one, 150 subtract 25, which is 125. Next, 125 subtract 25, that gets me 100. Next, 100 subtract 25, this equals to 75. 75 subtract 25, that gets me 50. You see how I just repeat that common difference all the way across there? Same thing here. My first term is negative 16. Negative 16. So what do I do here? What is negative 16 minus negative 16? Hey, I'm adding 4, right? Yeah, negative 16. Negative 16. Oops, sorry. Negative 16. Add 4. What does that get me? Negative 12. Okay. Negative 12 plus 4. That becomes negative 8. Good. Negative 8 subtract 4 plus 4. That gets me negative 4, right? And I keep repeating that. Good. Right. Same thing here. Common difference is 1.5. If you keep repeating that pattern, start at 6.5. Subtract 1.5 is 5. Right. Subtract 1.5. Subtract 1.5 is 3.5. 2.5. Negative 1 and 2.5. Okay, same process before. Next, this is the important part. So I have this information so far. It asks me to write the equation of the arithmetic sequence. I'm going to show this in different ways. But again, I'd rather do it the slope-intercept way because again, the arithmetic sequence ties in with the linear equation. So that is why I want to show it to you using the y equals mx plus b. Okay, so my first term is equal to 13. I want to find my y-intercept, so I have to find the 0 term. How do I do that? 13, do you see? When you go forward, it's 13 plus 5, correct? This one, because it's to the left of it, it's 13 subtract 5. Do you see? 13 plus 5 is 18. 13 minus 5 is, I believe, 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Correct. Okay. So I will use slope-intercept form. The slope is the common difference, which is going to be, insert equation, m equals to 5. Okay, good. All right. Y equals to 5x plus 8. There you go. So this is how I use the slope-intercept form. Okay, I just got the y-intercept here, find the slope here, plug it in here. If that doesn't make sense to you and you want to use the arithmetic sequence, you're by all means do it. Here's the formula. A1, which is your first term, which is 13. Your difference here, you got that before, which is 5. Label your information, write the formula, make that substitution. A1 was 13. N, nothing goes in for N. D was 5. Do you see that? Right? That's how you make that substitution. Make that substitution. Do the distributive property. If you would like to see the distributive property, let me show that to you. Let me just pull it up. Okay. Boom. Okay. Right. The distributive property. If you would like to see it. Okay. This times, right, 5 times n. Then it's 5 times negative 1. Right, 5 times negative 1. Good. Right, 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. That's how you get to here. That's if you want to see the distributive step. Good. Right, you get an answer of an equals to 5n plus 8. Notice this is the same thing as this. So either way you do slope-intercept formula or the arithmetic sequence, you should still get the same answer. It's also a good way of double-checking your answer. Next, 175, 150, 125, and 100. I got the common difference, which is negative 25. Here is my box. Again, my second term. It's 175 plus, or here, plus negative 25. Okay, or I can just write subtract 25. Here it would be 175 plus, which is the opposite, 25. That is here how I got 150, and this is how I got 200. Good. So I know that my y-intercept is 200. Do you see? This is my y-intercept. It's 200. And my slope is the common difference, which is, right, hold on, let me find it for you. Insert equation. My slope is equal to negative 25. Right? Plug that into the formula. Right? This goes in for m. That's why it's y equals negative 25x. The y-intercept here is 20. There you go. Okay. Next, you use the arithmetic sequence formula. Okay. Here's my labeling my information. My first term is 175. First term number, right? The 0, 20 is not, 200 is not the first term. Okay. The first term is when x is 1. Okay. Here you go. This is the arithmetic sequence formula. Make that substitution. Right, 175 goes in for A1. The common difference here is negative 25. You don't know what the n is. Distribute in 175. Negative 25 times n is negative 25n. Negative 25 times negative 1 is positive 25. If you do 175 plus 25, you should get 200. Check that this answer matches up with this answer, which it does. Good, so we know we did it correct. Next, same procedure as before. Okay, 16, negative 16 plus 4, which is going to be negative 12. Here, it's going to be negative 16. Do the opposite, which is minus 4. That gets me my minus 20. That is how I got the y-intercept of negative 20. Here, the slope, what is the slope? Which is the common difference of 4. So, m equals to 4. Good. Plug it in. You should have gotten y equals 4x minus 20. Again, that's how I got the y-intercept value of negative 20. Next, you can use the arithmetic sequence formula to just double check your answer. or if you prefer this method, is up to you. A1 is equal to negative 16. Please be aware of that. It's right here. Your common difference here is 4. Okay, that's how it says it here. Right? Make your substitution. Distribute 4 times n, 4n, 4 times negative 1, negative 4. Negative 16 minus 4, negative 20. This answer matches with this answer. Good? Next, we got the common difference of negative 1.5. Again, how do I get the second term? 6.5 subtract 1.5, which is going to be equal to 5. Right? Next one, 6.5 plus 1.5. That gets you 8. Okay? That's how I got the y-intercept here of 8. Okay? Slope-intercept form. What slope is the common difference? Okay? That is your, let me just write there so you can see. So your m is equal to negative 1.5. Right? That is how I got negative 1.5 here for the slope. For m, the b, 0, 8. So 8 is the y-intercept. Here, if you want to use the arithmetic sequence, the first term here, a1 is 6.5. Here you can see it, 6.5. The difference here is negative 1.5. That's given here. Arithmetic sequence formula, an equals to a1 plus parentheses n minus 1, close the parentheses, times d, which is the common difference. Make that substitution, right? Then do the multiplication. Okay, negative 1.5 times n, which is negative 1.5n. Negative 1.5 times 1 is positive 1.5. 6.5 plus 1.5 gets you 8. So this answer should match with this answer, right? Which is correct. Next, it says determine whether this graph represents an arithmetic sequence. What I did is, again, it is an arithmetic sequence if there is a common difference. So what I did is I put it into a chart, and let's try to find the common difference. So 4 subtract 1 is 3. 1 subtract 4 is negative 3. Then 1 subtract 4, negative 3. 4 subtract 1 is 3. Do you see how it oscillates? 3, negative 3, 3. Right? There's no common difference. No common difference. Therefore, there is not an arithmetic sequence. Good? Do you see the explanation? Here's my answer. No common difference. That's my explanation. Not an arithmetic sequence. Good? Sorry. This is my reason. This is my answer. Not an arithmetic sequence. Because, again, it's asking you if it is an arithmetic sequence. Okay, let's do the next one. I put it in the chart, right? 1, 5, first point, 2, 12, second point, 3, 19, third point, 4, 26, fourth point. Good. Let's try to find the common difference. 12 minus 5 equals to 7. 19 minus 12 equals to 7. 26 minus 19 equals to 7. There is a common difference. There is a common difference. 7, 7, 7. Therefore, this is an arithmetic sequence. That is correct. Next, you have this term. So 1 is 70, 2 55, 3 40, 4 25. Let's find the common difference. 55 minus 70, negative 15. 40 subtract 55, negative 15. And 25 minus 40, which is negative 15. Okay? There is a common difference. Negative 15 is your common difference. So there is a common difference. Therefore, this is a arithmetic sequence. That is correct. Good. So that's how you find if it is an arithmetic sequence. There has to be a common difference that exists. To do that, I put it in a chart. Okay. Some of you might do it different. Some of you just count the slope, which works too. Next, it says to graph this arithmetic sequence. Okay. All right. So, you know what? You see how it gives me this? Okay. So let me generate a table first. All right. I think that would be much better. Here's the table. Alright, here is my term number, and this is going to be my value. Okay, scoot this in a little bit. Alright, so my zero term here, right? But my first term here is going to be 12. My second term here is, no, sorry, my first term here, first number, which is 4. My second number here is 12. My third number here is 20. My fourth number here is 28. Okay, it looks like I'm going up by 8 each time. So here it would be do the opposite for minus 8, which is going to be equal to negative 4. Okay, so if I have this, this can tell me that the chart can give me the order pairs. All right, sorry if you couldn't see that. Let me change the font to 22 here. Yeah, I think you could see it much better. Okay, the chart gives me the order pair, and the order pairs are 0, comma, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, comma, 4, close parentheses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, comma, 12, close the parentheses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, comma, 20, close the parentheses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, comma, 28, close the parentheses. Good. Let me grab that. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to graph it. Okay. We want to graph it. Okay. Alright, so let's zoom in here. Alright, so hopefully the order pairs, right there, gives us a better, right there. Hopefully I could get all the order pairs right there. Here's the order pairs. Okay, let's graph it. Let's make it in red. Here's the pen. The first one is 0, comma 4. So, oops. Right, 0, go down to negative 4. So that is your, right, that is your 0, comma, negative 4. Next one is 1, 4. So this is 1, go up to 4. The next one is 2, 12, 2, 10, ooh, right, 11, 12, which is going to be up here, right? It goes up really high, right? So again, I think that's going to be the best for this picture. Okay, that's the best I can do in terms of graphing that order pair. Okay, there you go. That is your solutions.